Alright, I guess I'll wait for some people to join in here before I start explaining. I guess I'll have this playing in the background. Why not? Good old classic. Oh wow, already three people apparently? Welcome. Alright, might as well play that in the background. Nice little ambience. The amount of times I could probably recite most of these lines from this. Looks to be a pretty low frame rate from looking at it on my phone. Oh, this runs at 720p? Wow. It's not bad, I guess. Alright, so I suppose it's time for me to start explaining. The FNAF Plus series has always been something very special, and it's more over the years, it's become something that has gone from something that I enjoy doing to a chore. It feels like a boulder that I have to look at and decide if I'm going to push it up that hill each day or not. And looking back on the series, there are things that I do like. I like a lot of the stuff that I did with me and my friend Cameron, who's of course been in many of the episodes, and I have to thank him for the series would not be as far as it is without him motivating me to keep going. And looking back, the series has made me realize that it's kind of a mess. Also, I apologize if you can hear anyone talking in the background, but I think the series is kind of a mess. All right, I'm back. Sorry, but over the time, season one was kind of something that I guess it's charming to say the least. And I think even when season one was starting, there were a lot of problems. Obviously, this was when I was around 13 and didn't know how to edit videos as well as I do now. But I realized that the series is kind of a mess. Season two is kind of rough. Looking back on it, there's a lot of stuff that I do like, but I think overall it's time for something new. Yes, I'm talking about, drumroll please, a reboot. And I know it sounds really disappointing, and I didn't want to do it originally, abandoning this series that's been going on for at least 3 years, but going into season two and this current arc, it's just not something that I've ever been looking forward to lately. I have a lot of ideas that I love on paper, but I've never been able to get them out because of this slump that I'm currently in. And I think that to get out of this slump, I need a new breath of fresh air. And so I was thinking about it yesterday. Does the series need a reboot? And I think it does. Because looking back, and the main plot of season two was that season one had a lot of plot holes. That was going to be Nightmare Bonnie's like entire character that he points out the problems with the story with like the whole creator plot that I introduced. Um, I don't think I was proud with what I was doing. So I think I'm going to want to start something new. No, it doesn't mean I'm gonna delete all the old episodes. I would never do that. I'm gonna keep those up. Um, but to not cause any confusion to any new people coming onto the channel, I'm probably just going to unlist them. Doesn't mean I'm gonna private them. We're not gonna be able to watch them anymore. It's just that they'll only be available in the playlists of that specific season. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking that I should do. Um, I was thinking about making a new channel for this new series, but I didn't want to abandon this one because the support that I received on this channel is phenomenal, and I didn't want to just leave it behind. And going into a new series, I think I can be better. Um, at writing stories, I definitely have gotten better, especially with like episode 19. I enjoyed writing that one a lot. So, going into this new channel, which I guess is yet again another rebrand of this channel, how we've gone from Green Star to FNAF TV into the a new rebrand. Yeah, I forgot what I was even saying right there, but there have been a lot of problems with the series. Like there's a ton of plot holes. Like I really was not thinking. Like I think one of the most important things to do when writing a series is like jogging down all like your lore notes. I think I even made like a Google Doc with all the lore notes, but fortunately, even now with these new episodes, there have been times where I have misinterpreted my own lore or messed up slightly, and it doesn't make sense. Especially with that stupid multiverse rule that I made for some reason. The whole, oh, if one version dies, all the others die too. That just didn't make any sense. I don't know why I did that. I think I only did it because the original Toy Freddy was not in the series, and we had the Toy Freddy with like the cloak from like the other universe, so that's probably the reason why I introduced that. But for this new series, I kind of want to make it a lot more entwined with the actual lore because the original series was just kind of like there was no explanation of when does this take place. So that's kind of when I what I want to do with this new series. I kind of want to entwine it with the lore, but not making it as confusing as the actual game's lore, because that'd be a nightmare. I'd probably do with like a good example what Squimpus McGrimpus does with their VHS series. They kind of simplified the lore to make it a lot more understandable. It goes from like FNAF 1 through 3. I'll probably do that, but I'll probably figure out a way to add in FNAF 4 and Sister Location and Pizzeria Simulator in a way that kind of flows really easily instead of trying to clump it all together. Plus, I don't want to introduce like five new characters every episode. That's another problem I had with the original series is that there was too many characters. Of course, the new series will have a lot of new characters, most of them being just characters that are from the games. But I want to just kind of, I guess, spread them out a bit. I guess you could say. Um, there are definitely going to be things from the original series that I get that are going to get enter that are going to show up in the new series. Like I'm not going to get rid of John and Sketchy. I love those two characters. So they're going to be in the new series. I'm going to intertwine them a lot more. So yeah, I also want to, even though it's more about the actual FNAF lore, I still want to find a way to make it, just a charming series about just dumb plushes or whatever. I'll find a way how to do that too. I'm already thinking how to do it right now. Um, so yeah, I've got a lot of ideas. I think a new series would be great. As much as it pains me to put an end to all the cool ideas I had for season two, there's gonna be a way to where I can implement those cool ideas into this new series in a way that would make sense. And even though I was recording episode 20 of season 2 and the script had been done since January, um, I was just thinking, man, I mean, like, I feel like uh, everything would be better if I got rid of all of this and just started something new. Because, like I said, there is a lot of plot holes. So yeah, there's not much I have left to say. Um, like I said, I didn't want to abandon this channel because it's extremely important to me. Um, I want to thank. Oh, that was my cat. I want to thank my friend Cameron. The series would not go as far as it did without him. He was a huge inspiration. Um, all the people that stuck around since like this first episode, playing in the background right here. And yeah. Also, I'm gonna leave the making of videos public. Um, those will probably be like the only public videos. The shorts will go unlisted in their playlist, so you can watch them from the playlist. But yeah, that's the plan right now. I'd say the channel will go under its new rebranding at like midnight tonight, and then soon enough around here. I don't really have a schedule yet. I never really did have a schedule with these kind of things, but I do want to kind of make one. What I'm thinking I could do is pre-record them and release them at certain dates. That would kind of be a cool thing. Plus, I'm looking for like a better editing software for this new series. So that would be pretty fun too. I never really got to put in like visual effects. I've always wanted to put in like a giant Kamehameha blast or whatever in one of the episodes. I never got to do that. Most of the time it was just me having the plush throw their hand out and like the screen would turn orange or whatever, and you had to use your imagination. I don't really want to do that because um, I think Travis Plush Productions does a really good job at editing his videos. He does a lot of cool editing stuff, so kind of want to do in a similar vein to him, but I don't want to overdo it. I kind of want to branch out like better music for the series. Like I don't want to keep using stock, was it Kevin MacLeod videos? I mean music videos or just music in general. I want to like take some stuff from video game soundtracks. I don't really know if I can do that with Nintendo games because Nintendo was kind of strict on that kind of thing. But I kind of want to do some with that. Um, I want to branch out more of the characters more. Like the FNAF 1 gang in season 2 doesn't really get to do anything really besides like hang out with the Citrus Location guys and the auction episode, which is like a really random episode. And I kind of want to put the focus more on them in this new series. But for those just joining, I want to make a new series, a reboot of the FNAF Plus series, to fix up everything, make something new, make something fresh. Um, Although it does suck that this series that's been going on for 3 years is getting canceled. Most of the ideas that I did have for the future episodes will be going into this new series, and elements from the old series will show up in the new series. Like John, Sketchy, they'll show up in the new series somehow. I want to implement more FNAF lore stuff without getting too complicated. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking that I could do. So yeah, that's the plan right now. The plan is for the first episode to take place in the FNAF 2 part of the timeline, and maybe the second episode takes place in the FNAF 1 timeline, and then that's all I have so far. This was kind of a last minute idea, but I realized how important that this was to this channel. As I do love the old series a lot, but it definitely needs some fixing. Um, yeah, it was just because, um, I mean, it's more of my careless writing, um, me not paying attention to lore that I purposely put into the series, and instead of just keeping the train wreck of lore and plot holes going for like the rest of the season 2, I just thought, let's just stop this train and let's just turn it into something way more better. Let's make it into a better series that more people will be able to enter in or not, and not think, well, what's the multiverse theory? What's with the shadow DNA or whatever that I was talking about? Or what's with like the nightmares being agents of time or whatever? So yeah, also here's all the stuff that I watch. But yeah, might as well put an episode too. Oh, that's making a video. Alright, whatever. Um, so yeah, that's just the main plan so far. I wonder how many times I've said so yeah. Alright, well, um, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for those who hear me out on this. If you weren't around to catch this explanation of the new rebranding of the channel, thanks for watching. I assume that this is probably at least 30 minutes long, or at least 20. But overall, I think this new series is very much needed. Um, it's something that I wanted to do for a while, because I did realize how much of a mess the original series was. Um, but that original series will stay with me forever, and it will live on in the new series. So thank you for watching. Now I have to do this really awkward thing, or I go to the broadcasting thing, and